What up, Dokkaners? The 8-year anniversary celebration is now coming to a close in the next couple of days. So in today's video, we're going to be looking ahead to the rest of 2023 so that you guys can get an idea for what's going to be coming up. There's major hype coming up. There's also not so major hype coming up. So depending on who you are, what sort of budget you have, what sort of stone count you've got, maybe you want to be summoning on certain banners. Depending on what those are, do you have enough time to rest and recover between celebrations? If you are on a budget, you simply cannot summon on every single banner. That's just a plain fact. Unfortunately, that's just how it is when it comes to gacha games. When I break down a year's cycle in terms of summons, I always say 8-year anniversary, worldwide download, New Year's Dokkan Festival step-ups. If you don't summon on virtually any other banners, then the New Year's Dokkan Festival step-ups increase in value because all of those units that you missed as Dokkan Festivals will be obtainable in the following year's catch-up New Year's step-up. So I think those three banners, if you're on a budget, are the best ways to start. And then depending on how much you spend on the game, how much how lucky you are, maybe you can have the opportunity to summon more, you cannot do so accordingly. So let's just go through this. Nothing is guaranteed. Obviously, you should know this by now. Dokkan is extremely unpredictable, but based on year 6 and year 7's projections and how things played out, I have put together a timeline that I think should be relatively accurate, probably like 85% accurate here. So let's just jump in. July 6th to August 11th is the 8-year anniversary. We are coming to the end of this bracket here. So when August 11th hits, we will exit 8-year anniversary and we will enter the pre-worldwide download Dokkan Festival from August 11th to August 25th. This, fun fact, was JP's first Dokkan Festival after Saiyan Day, which was Kere, which means Global will be receiving Kale as that next Dokkan Festival. Again, could be different, could be Turles for whatever reason. I don't think they'll do it, but that's always a possibility. We won't know until we get confirmation in game. That's just how it is. So Kale did drop right after Saiyan Day for JP. Super Saiyan God was the simultaneous Saiyan Day celebration. JP got Kale. Fun fact, Kale's part 2 ended up being Super Boo, which we already got on Global. So, I mean, it was nonsensical. It didn't really make sense. But Kale doesn't have a part 2, which perfectly fits, right? We have a 2-week window here. At the same time, JP will be getting their part 2 to the Trunks Dokkan Festival. Their Trunks Dokkan Festival is currently underway. They need a part 2. That part 2 will not be dropping on Global for quite some time. Actually, it could be dropping sooner than that, depending on what ends up happening. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's not talk about JP. So August 11th to August 25th is Kale. Then we go into the worldwide download celebration. So a week into the Kale Dokkan Festival. So from around August 18th, we will begin the worldwide download countdown campaign. So this will be a constant daily reminder of your mistake if you summoned on the Kale Dokkan Festival. For the most part, most of you should be avoiding this like the plague. This should not be a banner that you summon on unless you are a big Tournament of Power fan, which I am, but also I'm a content creator. And if you're a big fan of Kale. Otherwise, you can wait. This is a good unit for sure. But again, you have to survive this gacha climate by skipping banners here and there. That's just the way it is. So if you're able to skip this, more power to you. Worldwide download countdown starts second week of this bracket. And then the actual celebration starts end of August all the way until October 3rd. So the entirety of September will be filled with part 1 and part 2. Now, this is simply a placeholder, people. This is not confirmation. I am not a leaker. I pretend to be to, make people care less about it. I have no information. I just make things up. I personally want worldwide download to be Tournament of Power. The problem with that is that worldwide download celebrations typically give us major villains. Last year, it was Cooler and Meta Cooler. And then previous year was Full Power Frieza. Year before that, it was Bootangs. So we have major villains during these worldwide download celebrations. If we do Tournament of Power, there's really no major villain except for Hit. And after that, where do you go? Aniraza? Do you do one of the gods? Do you make Jiren an extreme unit? I mean, there's really not much there. So I can't say in confidence that it would be a really good celebration for other people. I would be happy because I love the category, but most of you probably might not, which is why I've also been saying that I think there's a good chance it will be Future Saga. It would give us an opportunity to get a Vegito, a major Vegito for the first time in 2 years? We haven't had a Vegito celebration in a while. Having him drop during Worldwide would bring him back in a major way. Legends just had Vegito Blue for their anniversary. All signs point to Future Saga, and those signs are utter bogus. So we'll have to wait and see. We should find out within the next couple of days. I am posting this video before the 8-year anniversary concludes. And before the anniversary concluded last year, we did find out, I think around like August 8th or 9th, we learned what the worldwide download theme was going to be. Granted, I think those were leaks. I think we ultimately found out like 12th or 13th officially what the worldwide download theme was going to be for Dokkan. So, you know, it's going to happen very, very soon. So regardless, this will be a major hype celebration. Regardless of what it is, regardless of how the units are, this will be a hype celebration. This is going to be where you want to be shifting your focus. Unfortunately for global players, not much of a turnaround. Oh, I just messed up my window. Not much of a turnaround here, but if you skip this entirely, you will be much better off for this one. Ending after October 3rd, we then jump into the Autumn Dokkan Festival Part 1. So this will be going from October 3rd till the 19th, and this will likely be Turles. Last year, JP's first, or Global's first celebration after worldwide download ended up being Pan, which was not what was expected. Pan was not the celebration that happened in the same time slot. JP's first Dokkan Festival after Golden Week in year 7 was actually Resurrection F Blues. This is what global players were expecting for year 7 to be the first celebration after worldwide. This ultimately ended up being the thank you celebration on global. So this is again because of the movie collaboration. That all of that stuff, cramming that in there, messed up the scheduling altogether. So this year we just base it off of year 6. We go to year 6 after worldwide download. The first celebration after that was the Kid Gohan Dokkan Festival, and this also just so happened to be the first celebration after Golden Week on JP. Golden Week was right here, and the first celebration was this, Dispel the Wet Season, and as you can see, Kid Gohan. So that lines up perfectly. So that is why I think Turles will be dropping after the worldwide download, and his corresponding part 2 will drop after his. For that Kid Gohan, his part 2 was LR Goku Piccolo. That dropped on JP after Kid Gohan. It also dropped on Global after Kid Gohan. So I think that that will also hold true here. In year 7, Global did receive Pan as part 1, and then a double rates Pepe Gals banner in part 2. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think that that is not going to happen because of the collaboration mishap. We don't have any reason to put this here. This will happen towards the tail end of the year, right before the holiday season, or as a part 2 to the holiday season. But this will likely be an easy skip for a lot of people. I don't think people will be too hyped to summon for this one. Then we go into the Halloween banner. So the Halloween banner happens 1 week after the start of part 2 here. The Halloween banner in year 7 was very good. Why? Because of the movie collaboration. It screwed things up, but in doing so, it gave Global an opportunity to pick up Majin Vegeta for the first time since his initial debut during Saiyan Day. Saiyan Day was in March of this year, but then Majin Vegeta suddenly showed up during the Halloween banner, which caused people to summon on this banner. Normally, Halloween banners don't really do that for you. Normally, Halloween banners are a very, very weak cash grab attempt for new players specifically to just give their money on this banner. So in year 6, we didn't really have anything. We didn't also have a Saiyan Day unit here. We just had a bunch of random Dokkan Festival units. They're not bad, but you know, at the time, none of them were Saiyan Day. There was no reason to summon. So that being said, are they going to be doing that this year? Because this year we don't have a movie collaboration. Will they do the same thing that they did last year and bring the Saiyan Day unit back for the first time during Halloween? Or will they elect to keep this until the initial return in January? I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. There's no reason to think one way or the other. It's really just a coin toss. But that will happen parallel to part 2, and that will be sort of overlapping as we go into the thank you celebration. The thank you celebration this year will likely be the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. There's no reason for it not to be. This is what the Trunks and Vegeta should have been in year 7 for Global. Year 7 for Global's thank you was the Resurrection F Blues. The thank you, or the Tanabata Trunks and Vegeta ended up being the pre-holiday banner, which resulted in the first week them showing up on their own, and then the second week them showing up again on the Christmas banner. It was stupid. It was chaos. It was dumb. This year, though, early November will be thank you Super Saiyan 4 Goku. The part 2 will be nothing. This is probably the only thing that I can guarantee will be the case. Why? Because if we look at years past, the thank you celebration for part 2, no matter what it was, we never got the corresponding part 2. Resurrection F Blues, corresponding part 2 on JP, Golden Frieza. Did we get that during the thank you part 2? Nope, we got this. Year 6 thank you celebration was Tech LR Gogeta. Did we get the LR physical Janemba for the part 2? Let's take a look. Nope, we did not. So I think that that trend will continue. We will not get anything here. This will be another great opportunity for global players to rest, relax, recover, to otherwise then be ready for the next Dokkan Festival after this, which is, well, it's not going to be Dragon Ball Heroes, but I just like to put that there because I'm a wishful thinker. Dragon Ball Heroes will then happen parallel to the normal timeline. Now, one thing you should know, folks, if you're new to this whole thing, Dragon Ball Heroes is essentially like an OVA to an anime, right? You watch the anime, you're watching the main timeline of events, you watch an OVA for just extra content from the same characters, the same, you know, the same powers, whatever the case may be. But generally speaking, they don't factor into the main timeline. They are just extra canonical stuff that happens separately. Same thing with Dragon Ball Heroes. They are their own little isolated celebration that happens in this little pocket, November 22nd to December 5th. This will be happening parallel to part 2 and also parallel to the pre-holiday celebration. You don't have to summon for these, but every single year they have been getting better and better in terms of supports, in terms of retroactive EZAs, and in terms of what the main headliner units do. This year, I am praying that it will be Royal Blue Gogeta and Super Saiyan 3 Rose, and here's the theory that I think will actually give this a little bit more weight. I am of the strong mindset that we will be getting some sort of Future Saga representation during worldwide download, and if that's the case, and we get some sort of a Goku Black, or Zamasu, or Rose, or any form in between, this would immediately boost the value of the Super Saiyan 3 Full Power Rose. And I think that this would actually be very good for business, because now people will be starving for more relevant Goku Black Roses. If we kind of burst the door wide open with a major one during worldwide download, giving a Rose as a headliner spot in the Dragon Ball Heroes banner will bring people who don't necessarily care about Rose into this banner to summon. So I think this actually is a very, very realistic possibility. I would very much love this. If it doesn't happen, so be it, but I think that it is possible. So this will happen for about 2 weeks. Then we go into the pre-winter, the pre-holiday celebration. This, at the moment, we don't know what this is. We have to wait for JP's first Dokkan Festival after worldwide download. If we go back to year 6 for JP, after worldwide download, their first celebration was Tech, Kale, and Khalifa. I call them KFC. When did this unit release on global? It released right here. I'll show you why. We look at the Dokkan Festival itself. We look at the release dates. October 5th, 2021 was JP, right after worldwide download. Global got it early December, same slot as this. This is early December, late November, right? So I think that this is going to happen this year as well, because if we go back to year 7, it didn't play out that way. Again, blame the movies. If we go to JP's first Dokkan Festival after worldwide download, it was Path to Power Kid Goku. This guy didn't drop on global until the following year, February 2023. That is when we got Path to Power Kid Goku. So that is why I think whatever we get here, global will get it about a month later, 2 months later. And I think it'll be cool. We'll have to wait and see what it is. But that will be one of those rare times where it's not exactly a joint celebration, but it will be a feel-good moment for global, because we know that JP just got it. So global is kind of experiencing it at the same time, not usually like 6 months later when JP has moved on to bigger, better things. So this will kind of give that mild level of satisfaction. You shouldn't summon, but it'll still be a nice feel-good story. Then we have the holiday celebration. Holiday, Christmas time, you know, whatever holiday you celebrate. I just like to say holiday because it's non-denominational. So holiday celebration part 1, December 4th to January 4th. This will be where you get the Super Saiyan 4 Full Power Goku, the Thank You Celebration unit coming back, as well as the 8-year anniversaries making their first official return since their initial release. They will be obtainable with coins. You will have free ticket summons. You will have paid ticket summons. You will have stone summon discounts. There will be a ton of other extra SSRs featured, and that will be generally a good time for brand new players. Then the part 2 for the holiday celebration is where the double rates comes in. So like I was talking about with the Spirit Bomb Goku here in year 7, this time slot was Pan. This time slot was the double rates Peppy Gal's banner. That's not going to happen this year, I don't think. Instead, the double rates will happen down here in this time slot. Will it be Omega Shenron, or will it be another double rates banner? We will have to wait and see what JP's part 2 banner is going to be for their current Dokkan Festival Super Trunks. Like I said, Super Trunks just released on JP in late July. So this is their final celebration before the worldwide download. They have a part 1 and they have a part 2. That part 2 is going to occupy them while we on global deal with Kale. What is that banner going to be? Well, whatever it is, we will likely get that in early December, from December 11th to December 31st for global. Either this or Omega Shenron. I think it'll probably be this. Just a random double race banner with some just extra SSRs. Omega Shenron, in my opinion, will either debut in early 2024 at the end of January or the end of February. One of those two will likely be where this Carnival LR releases. But I just have both here, you know, just in the off chance they decide to pull a fast one on us and switch this. Maybe Omega Shenron shows up here. Maybe the double rates Peppy Gal one shows up in part 2. Who knows? Like I said, global is very unpredictable. Dokkan in general is very unpredictable. So there's no real confirmed way to figure all this out unless you're a leaker, which I'm not. But I do have this timeline that I'm constantly updating. So hopefully this is accurate. I think this is a pretty decent one. The only thing that I'm going to be wrong about is this. I'm always wrong. I mean, whenever it comes to predicting things, I'm never right. Actually, that's not true. Last year, I think I predicted Super Saiyan 4 full power on Heroes. So actually, you know what? I might be right about this. But anyway, That's it, folks. That is your outlook for 2023. Get hyped for worldwide download coming up and beyond. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, what are you most excited for looking at all of these celebrations coming up? Are you a Turles fan? Are you a fan of Kere? Are you a fan of Dragon Ball Heroes? Perhaps Super Saiyan 4? Are you excited for the 8th anniversary LRs to come back because you got shafted on those banners? Let me know which one you are most excited for other than worldwide download. We don't know the theme yet. Obviously, everyone's going to say that. So besides worldwide download, what are you most excited for? Let me know your thoughts overall and what your plans are for your stones in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and don't remember to Dokkan responsibly.